Parthenocarpy. In flowering plants, two distinct but parallel fertilization events are ordinarily necessary for the development of the seed and any subsequent fruit tissues. Fertilization of the egg cell results in development of an embryo. That is, an egg which is present in the embryo sac gets fertilized by the male gamete, resulting in formation of a zygote. This zygote or oospore undergoes division to form an embryo. The second male gamete fuses with the diploid central cell. The diploid central cell is a product of fusion of two polar nuclei, and the second male gamete fertilizes this diploid central cell of the female gamete or embryo sac, which leads to the development of endosperm, which is a triploid structure, placenta-like nutritive tissue vital to the survival of the embryo. In most instances, this double fertilization is required for proper seed and fruit development. Some plants, however, supersede the requirement for fertilization. This ability is known as parthenocarpy. The name arises from Greek word for virgin fruit. These are some of the examples of parthenocarpic fruits, that is the tomato, banana. Parthenocarpy. The types of parthenocarpy, basically it is of two types, namely the natural or genetic. The second one is artificial or induced. So we will come to the first one, that is natural or genetic parthenocarpy. Genetic or natural parthenocarpy is called obligatory parthenocarpy when expression of the parthenocarpic trait is not influenced by external factors and is facultative. If occurs only under adverse conditions for pollination and fertilization. The next one, that is the artificial parthenocarpy. It involves the stimulation for the growth of a fruit using both natural and artificial plant hormones. The induction of parthenocarpy is common agricultural practice for some of the horticultural species. Coming to the obligatory parthenocarpy. The obligatory parthenocarpic trait here has no external influence. The best example for this is ivy, gourd, banana, pineapple. Facultative parthenocarpy. Adverse conditions for pollination and fertilization. The best example for this is tomato, brinjal and cucumber. Coming to stimulative parthenocarpy. This also takes place without fertilization. However, there is usage of an external stimulator. This can be the ovipositor of wasp inserted into the ovary of flower or application of plant growth regulators into unisexual flowers which are observed inside syconium. This is a flash-shaped structure lined with unisexual flowers. Vegetative parthenocarpy. This type of parthenocarpy takes place without pollination, which results in no seed production within seeds. It can be seen in pear. The next one is Stenospermocari. This is a unique type of parthenocarpy where fertilization does not take place and the seeds begin to develop but eventually aborts. There is a seed trees which can be observed within the fruit and it can be outlined where seed development was terminated. This type of parthenocarpy can be seen in seedless grapes and watermelons. Coming to the advantages, it is very much popular amongst horticulturists. Seedless fruits are more preferred for the production of jam, sauce and fruit drinks. This process also increases the fleshy part of the fruit. Another advantage is the process also allows a grower to keep pest and insect away from crops without using pesticides. As there is no need for a pollinating insect, plant can be covered to prevent harmful insects from attacking crops. But at the same time, there are disadvantages also. Carpy can be chemically induced, and in such cases, it is harmful to the plant and fruit yields. For example, early application of phytohormones such as auxins before flowering period or the opening of the flower buds can damage flowers, which leads to abortion of seeds and fruit drop. The benefits: it produces seedless fleshy fruits. It reduces the cost of cultivation. It helps to increase in crop yield with use of pesticides. Natural plant growth regulators are used, which helps in production of large fruits. It reduces the usage of chemical pesticides to prevent attack from harmful insects. Thank you.